Hey, everybody over on Facebook and YouTube. And so hopefully we can also go live here on Instagram as well. We are here with Michelle Lee, who is going to be doing some free mini chakra readings. So I'm so excited for this to be happening. And welcome, Michelle. Thanks for being here.
Oh, it's an honor. I'm super excited to be here with everyone today. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So I think that this is an important thing is to balance our energy and balance our
Mhm.
chakras. So as more people are going to be coming into our live, just going to repeat again, we're going to be doing some free chakra readings. And when I say we, it means Michelle's going to be doing those. And I'm going to be taking some people from the audience. So in a little bit, as we get everybody here, we've got YouTubers, Facebook, and Instagram. I'll be selecting with who I feel like we're guided to. If you want a message, and we'll see what Michelle channels from Spirit. And Michelle's one of our readers here at Messenger of Spirit, and she's doing chakra readings and balancing sessions. And so we thought we would jump on here live today to help everybody in the collective. And as we get closer to Sunday, that's when Mother's Day is. That can be a celebratory day, and that can also be a day that feels like it's filled with grief or it doesn't feel great. And so, wherever you are, as we near this weekend, we wanted to provide something here for you to support you. I know that some of you want to be talking to your mothers who've passed over into spirit. Some of you may feel like you didn't have a great relationship with a mother. And so there might be still like a wounding or a chakra, something that needs to be kind of balanced in that way. Or maybe things are just, not feeling great. Maybe they are feeling great. So, Michelle, I'd love to hear from you. Where do you see some things in the chakras kind of talking to you if there's something going on around like the word mother or the energy of mother as we approach this celebratory day and not celebratory day too?
Right. It can be either or, and it can be many stages for different people. What's coming to mind is for those that are mothers today and that are feeling and running around, a lot's coming in the sacral chakra. And what's hitting the pause button here is exactly that. Hit the pause button. Take some time for some self-care. Take some time for you. We're always running. So often this Mother's Day, you might be feeling, well, I have to go to my in-laws. I have to go here. I have to go there. I really, really invite you to settle in and sit into the sacral chakra and take a moment for yourself. Whether it's getting back to your creative zone, it's getting back to your womb, wherever it needs to be for you, take that time for you. It's
Mm.
really, really important.
Yeah, that's a really good message. I think that sometimes we give too much and we need to give to ourselves. And it can be hard to give to ourselves if maybe we didn't have a great relationship with the word mother or that relationship with what that means in our life. So it's something that sometimes we fall into this role where we are giving, 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 giving. No matter if it is you're a mother to your dogs, you're a mother to children, you're a mother to the earth, to the world, to your community, and it's time to receive. It's a place where we do need to balance. So thank you for sharing that, Michelle. And so if you want to just say, feel called to have a full chakra reading and balancing session, Michelle is available for those, but we're getting ready to do some mini chakra readings. But to learn more about Michelle, read more about her story, you can go to messengerspirit.com/Michelle. And we also have a podcast episode coming up later on this month about the 3 most common Black chakras and what Michelle is seeing. But the great news is that she's giving you some tips of how to unblock them on your own. So there's going to be some more surprises along the way this month with Michelle, and we're so happy that she's here, part of our energy and community. So we have a lot of people here. Hey to everybody. And let's go ahead and get started. So if you would like a chakra mini reading or a message from spirit, whatever flows through from Michelle's guides and as she connects to your energy, if you could just put your name and just a yes in the comments. So your first and last name and a yes. in the comments. And I'm going to be going over to Instagram, to YouTube, to Facebook. And so we'll be seeing who I feel guided to connect with. And then I will give Michelle the name so that she can give a message to you. Oh my goodness. Hey, Instagrammers, we got lots of you here. All right. So the first person, Michelle, if you can give a message to Katie Hellman. So Katie Hellman over on
Katie
Instagram.
Hellman. Let's just take a moment. Welcome, Katie. For Katie, for you, I'm called immediately to the heart. The heart feels a little torn. I feel like taking a breath here in the heart feels really nice. It's as if you're breathing day to day, but you're not really breathing into your heart center and really releasing. I invite you to take a moment to really breathe into the depths of the heart chakra. And I keep going like, I just want to tap. And if you feel that way, just tap there, because it's almost you have to knock on a door of something that you closed off in your heart. And it's time, even as hard as it's going to be, it's time to peer into that door courageously with love and compassion. As you peer into that door, give yourself a tremendous amount of compassion and love for taking the time to do so.
That's so beautiful. I love that. So what was really interesting is before you said the heart was like screaming at me, like heart, 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 heart. So I love that. So it's always nice when you get two intuitive people together, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly. And I just felt it. It was like this thumping, I think it was Snow White with Thumper and that little paw, just that's just how it felt. And and go slowly, crack that door open slowly and slowly. You can do it.
That's nice. Thank you, Michelle, for sharing that.
Sure.
So when you're ready to reset, I have somebody else that I've chosen over here.
Okay.
All right.
Their name down.
So I'm going over here to Facebook and I have Sean, and I'm not sure how to say Sean's name, Niemuth. So I'm putting it there for you to see. It's Niemoth.
Iowa. Welcome, Sean.
Yeah.
Root. I feel like I'm here tapping my heels and my boots to the ground. Root and grounding in, but I'm also being very, very called up to actually to your third eye. I'm being called to the third eye too. It's almost as if you've got a little bit going on there, a little bit of that wanting to know and that struggle of that intuition. And the best way to balance that and the best way to really connect to it, don't let it freak you out when you get certain things, just ground in, dig those boots into the ground, settle in, and trust into it. Release the fear of it and just want to take a deep breath and just trust into it, lean into it. One of those lean into exercises is coming where you lean your back into another. Just allow yourself to lean into your trust of your knowing while you ground and root in.
That's nice. It reminds me of a tree, right? When the wind shakes us, it's like we can lean into whatever the wind is whispering to us, but at the same time, we're not going to fall over because we're grounded. It's really nice. And you and I talked about how chakras have different connections, which is coming up on a future podcast episode in a couple weeks. So I look forward for everybody to listen to that conversation a little bit more. But it's funny, right? When we think sometimes there's one chakra and it's like, oh, actually there's two that we need to talk about right now. And they're working together on these things.
Well, and they do work together. They're all, so when they're all in harmony, things are great. You're balanced, you're feeling good. When one starts to get off balance, at times things creep in. So if we start to feel off balance in our root with safety, security, abundance, things like that, we're going to start to question our self-worth. Then we're going to question the creative things. And then we're going to go up, is my knowing? And then it can be this spiral. So we just take them one by one, moment by moment.
Yeah, moment by moment. I think that's a good message for everybody
Mhm.
too.
Yeah.
All right, we've got someone on YouTube, and YouTube, Jen Richardson. So I'm going to ask Jen Richardson to just be open to Michelle's energy here and see what wants to channel through.
I feel a lot of buzzing in my sacral, and it's kind of fluttering. It's like this little wave that's going up and down, up and down. It feels like there's a bit of doubt, a little bit of insecurity around something you want to take a leap on, because it's like this wave. It's like you're riding a wave, and I just hold on to your surfboard and ride that wave. And if it feels really good, then stand up. Trust in that worth, trust in that, and try to let go of that doubt. Just try to let it go with the water. Just
Yeah.
let it flow away and
Mm.
just stand up. Just try standing up on that surfboard while you're riding that wave. Just try standing up.
You know, I love how this message is coming in. So the sacral chakra is the one I believe you brought up, right?
Yes.
And I know you're channeling, so you might be like, I don't know. It just came out. But the sacral chakra corresponds with water, that water energy. So I love how you're getting that message about letting things flow. And one of my favorite things to do for the sacral chakra is to be in the bath with water. And I think sometimes when we're wondering about, how can I balance things? I always feel like it is super helpful to get a session. And so that's one thing, but sometimes we need to have that maintenance, right? So like every
Hmm.
kind of daily maintenance in between our sessions. And in the sacral area, I'll like to just envision that this water is coming into the sacral and clearing out anything that no longer serves me. And I just see it like clearing it away and letting it go. So I love how the message itself was about water. I'm like, isn't that fun? How it comes
Well,
in.
you know me, Whitney. I have analogies. Like my messages come in these analogies and in these images of different things. So
Yeah.
hope y'all are ready for the animation and the analogies because
That's
how I
good though.
roll.
And so I want to say this too. So anybody that gets a session with Michelle, so some of those things can be like a symbol coming in, but literally visualizing yourself standing up on the surfboard, that would be helpful literally to do that for the sacral chakra
Yes, do it,
and
Jen.
riding the waves. Yes, please
Yes,
do.
please do.
Love it. Okay, let's go over to Instagram. I've got Rena Chan, and it's Reina. I'm sorry if I'm not saying your name correctly, but Rena Chan. And so if you can connect in, Michelle, do you have a message for Rena?
I feel like I just went on that slow ride, the demon drop, where you just go slowly up to the very top. And they stopped me at the crown, like they went all the way up to the crown. Here at the crown, I'm encouraging you to connect in that connection. It's almost as if maybe you're feeling a little lost with connection, maybe with others or feelings or things like that. And well, they want to remind you that your connection with others starts with the connection within. So your connection within yourself, with the divine, with your team feels really nice. And it also feels like you might be pushing for a connection somewhere else. And they're telling you that that's just going to come when you have it within. Release that one, figuratively, literally, however you feel called, of course. But starts within, you're connecting within, just kind of coming back to you and just opening up, opening that connection, allowing it to come in. And I would, for that, just allow yourself as to open, just feel like you have a constant white light. Just, I'm open to that. I'm open to this white light. I allow it. Put yourself a little white halo right up at the crown and walk with it and connect yourself, and you'll feel
Mm,
great.
I love that. That's a great visualization too. Right before you start your day, put the halo up and just
Absolutely.
intend for that guidance to come through and lean into it. I was having this conversation with someone, and we get these, in oracle messages, we get these in our own conversations with our spirit guides where you're looking for a solution to a problem. So let's
Mhm.
just say, when am I going to do XYZ? Or what is the right next step for XYZ? And sometimes you get this card, or at least in the deck that I have here, of like strengthen your spiritual practice, like the crown chakra. So you had said crown chakra, and was like, why is that? Like, that's not the answer. I wanted to know if it was going to be 3 months or 4 months, or, I wanted to know like what I was
Mhm.
supposed to practically do. But the answer sometimes here is trust in spirit, trust and connect into yourself. Like you're handling it too much with your ego, with that lower mind. It's like the more that you connect into the crown and you receive that guidance, and you're tapping into more of your higher self, you're tapping into that highest place, and that's the answer, instead of what we
Mhm.
think we should do or what we expect that the message from our spirit guides will be. So I think that's really something that came up here when you were talking. I was like, that is the answer, but sometimes we're blocking that guidance, and that's why we feel like, oh, it doesn't, like, why do I keep getting these same oracle cards? Why do I keep getting this message? It's like, because you're blocking it. And so it's important for you to receive it.
Well, and those pesky expectations, they get you. They get
They
you.
really do. They do, for sure. And that's part of the message, let go of those
Mhm.
expectations. So Sean says, thank you. I've been seeking confirmation and understanding. Thanks for picking me. I do need to touch the ground every day or I'm off all day. Absolutely. And you're so very welcome.
Thank you.
Vicky says, Michelle's sessions are absolutely amazing. Thank you,
Thank you,
Vicky.
Vicky.
And that's so sweet.
It is.
And yes, so Michelle is available for sessions. If you want a session with her, you can go to messengerofspirit.com/Michelle. It's a 1 hour Zoom session where she's going to be tuning in with your spirit guides and with her intuition, and just tells you the story of your chakras. And the great news is helps you balance them too in the same session. And I was telling a story a little while ago about, I was doing a Reiki session for somebody years ago. And as I was doing this Reiki session, I saw this little boy and the person's throat chakra. And I kept seeing the little boy, seeing the little boy. And this is like an example of something that you might see that comes through your
Oh, yeah.
sessions. And it was that, turned out she was raising her young grandson because her daughter decided that she didn't want that responsibility. So she felt like she had to take that on. But it was feeling like her throat chakra was blocked because there's a lot of things that she didn't say, and that she felt like she couldn't really be authentic. And so those things that happen in our lives, they do affect our energy, and it's right there in the chakras. The chakras definitely share the story. So
Yes.
Steph said, Michelle was my first breakout room partner. She pulled a few cards for me and nailed it. Love it. Love
Thank you,
that.
Steph.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Steph, for
you.
being here and the support.
Amazing.
Okay. So we've got some people who've just joined.
Great.
So what we're doing is we're doing some free chakra mini readings. Michelle's doing them. I'm just your host here today. And what we would like for you to do, if you would like a reading, please put yes in the comments with your first and last name. Especially for all of you over on Instagram, there's some handles over there. And I'm like, I don't even know how to say these handles. I need the first and last name. And it helps Michelle connect in a little bit more too.
It does. I write your
Okay.
names down.
So Michelle, the next person I have here is Stacy Wolf. So could you please share a message for Stacy?
Of course. Yellow, solar plexus. Stacy, I want you to shine bright. It's as if you've gone into a solar eclipse and are afraid to come out of it.
Mm.
It's time to come out of your solar eclipse. It's time to shine bright. It's time to be sunshine bear. It's time to shine bright. Your solar eclipse served you for that time for what you needed to feel protected with, but now it's time to step forward with the solar plexus. Stand up straight, watch your posture. You don't want that solar plexus slump. Stand up straight. And if you're feeling like, I'm not sure how to do this, or I'm not sure how to shine bright or get out of my solar eclipse season, stand up every day. Check your posture. And the more you do that, the more that area is going to open up, and the more you're going to open up, and the more your heart center you're going to lead by. But it's okay. It's time. It's time. It's okay.
Mm. That's nice. Standing up. Don't do the solar plexus slump. I feel like that should be a song. It feels like it's a dance move, but we
I
don't want
like
that
it.
dance move.
No, we don't want that dance move, but we, you know what, we're going to put our cowboy boots on because I've got a pair on, and we're going to do a little ditty to it. I like it.
Yeah. I think that dancing can actually be really helpful for a solar plexus sometimes.
I would agree. Yes, that's so true. Great ad, Whitney. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, it's like for me, if I'm losing myself in the music, I can kind of go into this place where nobody's watching me. And so it's like, this is who I am. And I'm feeling really confident with whatever it is. But it's interesting because when we think somebody is watching us, it's almost like that can kind of be a gauge of where that solar plexus is. Like, do you then shut it back down or not? I really like the message of solar plexus or solar eclipse. That's kind of interesting, right? It's really interesting.
It's just what I saw. Just the sun. It was just like I saw the yellow, and then all of a sudden it was like whoo. When I'm like, ooh, we just had a solar eclipse on ourselves. No, it's time. It's protection mode. It's okay. Come out of it.
Yeah. And the solar plexus really does. It's about fire. It's all about fire. So like seeing it, any kind of, I would say, energy that's just covering it. Maybe you could also visualize it burning it away, or like that solar eclipse moving away, right? Like, okay, it's done now. It's not staying there forever. It needs to be moved.
Right.
Oh, all right. I've got somebody over on YouTube,
Mhm.
and this person on YouTube is Colleen Atkinson. So Colleen Atkinson, Michelle, do you have a message for Colleen?
Being called to the throat. I feel like I have so much I want to say to you, Colleen, but I'm just wanting to hold it all back. Here in the throat, we often think communication, clarity, things of that nature. What's coming to mind for you for the throat is freedom. I would like to help you remind yourself to give yourself permission, freedom to speak your truth, to honor your truth, to be seen. But it's almost as if you know how to do that and you can do that, but you need this sense of freedom, the sense of allowance to do so. And just you're the only one that can give yourself that allowance. And you're the only one that should give yourself that allowance. And of course, it's within proper boundaries, things like that. But freedom is coming up here in the throat. Because at first I felt just so held back and I just wanted to stay quiet. It's not that I didn't have anything for her. I just felt I should stay quiet. And even my throat is starting to get a little tight on this one. But just allow yourself to just, hold your head high. So kind of like that solar plexus standing up, but I want you to hold your head high. Just allow air and allow space into the throat, because you're going to give it freedom, and you're going to give yourself freedom.
Yeah.
And just allow yourself to breathe into that.
Love that. That's a good message. Good message for us all, but especially over for Colleen. And Stacy, you did a reading for her. Thank you. I've been working on that. So just some great validation for you
Thank
and
you.
Stacy as well. Like, oh, I'm working on what I need to be working on. So I think that's really good.
Keep
All
up.
right, I'm going over to Instagram, and we have April Troop. If you can give a message to April Troop.
April Troop. Back at the heart, I have some flutters and I felt green. I get called to colors, I get called to stones, feelings. Back at the heart, um, here in the heart, it just feels like I feel a sense of sadness, but I also feel like it's a sense of I'm I'm sad, but I'm also ready to not be sad anymore. And I'll personally share with you that that's okay. That we go through our different phases of where we are sad and we work through and we grieve what we need to grieve. But there isn't a time and an acceptance to be able to move on from that sadness, to have that grace and to not feel guilty because you have that memory in a different way. So this sadness just feels as if it's like a little bit of a, I feel like I should be because I was and I am fair, but you don't have to always be. Once you start to hear, if you're in the store, you start to hear the music again differently, listen to that music, feel into it, and just allow yourself to do so. It's okay.
One of the words that come up for me when you said that is allow. Allow. I think that's such a beautiful choice of word for that message too. I did want to let you know that you were reading Colleen, and she said thank you, and you're telling Colleen to open the throat chakra. So Aretha Franklin, here I come.
I love it.
Yeah, I do
Sing.
too. Singing is so great for the throat chakra. And I love what you said is allow for that heart chakra. That was beautiful. So I'm going to just give you a minute to reset since you've been doing all these
Get
readings.
some water.
Yeah, I'm going to pull a couple of cards just for everybody. And then we'll get back to doing some of these specific readings. So the first card, because we were talking about Mother's Day can be a great day, can be stressful, can be a grieving day, can feel a lot of anger that day. It just depends on each person. And so one of the messages that came up here is spiritual relationships and contracts, rebalance karma. And it also feels like balancing chakras, like just balancing your energy feels really important. And sometimes we've given away too much energy through a cord that we have with somebody. And whatever that means for you, especially in this mother role, if you feel like, you don't have a great relationship or you don't like that, or you do have a good relationship, there's something out of balance somewhere within there that it's just, how do I get this back into balance? So if you are a mom, maybe it's, I need to start saying no, I need to reclaim more of my time. If you are somebody who just feels a little like with that, or brings up old stories, maybe it's time for looking at doing some counseling or something like that. Maybe this is something where you need to stop giving so much and just bring more back and be a mother to yourself, that kind of thing. But it feels like there's something that needs more balance. The next card is the dragonfly. Your purpose is being revealed, which I think is really important. And it comes with number 5, which is change. So there is a change within that mother energy for you, and your purpose within that can look different and shift. And we go through cycles. And it reminds me of the maiden mother crone cycle, but there can be other nuances to that. And so just kind of looking at, where is my purpose and how can I nurture that purpose, I think is really important. And then And then the last card I pulled here is your higher self. And it's again, your life purpose is calling. So kind of like, hey, purpose, purpose, purpose. What is that? What are you wanting to nurture? Because when we think about mother, sometimes the meaning is nurturing. It feels like that's the message here today. So I'm going to get back, Michelle, if you're good to
Yeah,
doing some more.
I am. I have to tell you though, but as you were talking through that and about mothers, my shoulders felt so heavy. It started feeling heavy, and it feels like a lot of us, whether you're a mom or not, I just feeling like we're all feeling a weight on our shoulders as we come into this weekend.
Yeah.
And, there's a lot of different reasons why, but, just allow yourself to breathe into that. I was just feeling that kind of just went away, but ooh, there's a lot of weight people are feeling out there right now.
I agree with that. And then when I was tuning in, actually, the next couple weeks, I felt that. I was like, oh, what is this?
What's
So
coming?
balance yourself,
Yeah.
be gentle with yourself, balance yourself. And we're going to be giving you some more tools to help you with that balance that we'll tell you here in a little bit. But we'll go ahead and choose a few more people to give some messages to. So I am over on Facebook, and I have Frances Barrican, and I'm
Thanks.
sorry if I'm saying your name wrong, but I'm putting it there for Michelle so she can still connect in with your name in case I mispronounce it.
That helps. Thank you. Being called to the third eye. A lot of the indigo, a lot of that's coming in here in the third eye. I wanna, I wanna like, I wanna. My eyes are closed, and I'm wanting to open them, um, literally and figuratively. And your third eye is wanting to open, and I'm just allow again, same thing with the heart, but allow it to open. I'm just gonna gently, softly open my eyes. And you might want to practice that, but that's your third eye is being called to open, allow to receive more in the third eye. What's coming on this one is perception becomes reality. If you've ever heard that kind of that quote or that saying. So in your third eye and your intuition and your knowing, allow that to, become your reality, and trust into that intuition and that knowing. Because a lot of the things we're going to tell ourselves with the ego and just overall and kind of trying to close our third eye on it, that could become a reality for you. But instead, we want to open it, allow it to open up, allow yourself to just tap in and connect in, um, and that perception. Watch your affirmations. Affirmations are going to be really, really important for you here in the third eye and overall, of how you speak to yourself, contradicting your intuition.
Mm. I think that's really something to look at is what are you saying to yourself? Are you saying I trust? I can clearly see, and it's different for each person, right? What affirmation really speaking to you? But sometimes when we have affirmations, I think people feel like, well, if I'm saying I can clearly see, but I'm not able to see, it feels like I'm lying to myself. So I'll usually say, you can say, I give myself permission to see clearly the next steps, or I allow myself to clearly see. I allow myself to connect to my intuition. So I just
Mhm.
wanted to throw that out there for anybody that has a little bit of a resistance to affirmations. But, we talk to ourselves all day long. And oh my gosh, I was visiting family and they were saying something like, they would be like, oh, you stupid person. And they were like talking to themselves. I'm like, oh no, don't say
No,
that.
no. Yeah, and I think that resistance is coming in because there's a little bit of contradiction of
Mhm.
what the intuition is trying to tell you and your higher self is trying to tell you and connecting in,
Yeah,
but there's that contradiction. So be
absolutely.
mindful of that.
All right, thank you. We're gonna move on, but first, I just wanted to let you know, April over on Instagram said, "Thank you so much. You were spot on."
Oh,
We are going to be over to YouTube now, and we have Gloria Guerra. Did I say that right? I'm not sure, but I'm going to put it right here so you can see it's Guerra. If you can give a message to Gloria, that'd be great.
It's funny. Um, Automatically root came in mind and red came in mind, but I felt very, very called just to just grab a card. I haven't pulled any cards yet, but I want to share this if I may. Um,
Yeah.
Family, root, family, and just really kind of grounding and rooting into that family. What I love about this is here oh, Whitney, it's number 5. It's change.
Hmm.
Um, oh, okay. There might be some change coming familial wise. And it feels uncomfortable, and it feels scary. But I want you to ground into the love that you have with the family. And if it's a change that maybe isn't the most positive, give yourself a lot of grace and give yourself a lot of compassion. So you're going to want to really connect into your heart chakra on that one, if that is the case. I'm feeling called to tell you that. But family is important, very, very important. But family is more than our direct family. Family is people that we choose to have in our life, our friends, our community. That is all family too. So anytime there's changes or anything happening with family, please, please allow yourself some grace and space. Um, that space will allow you to root in, ground in, and you can approach that change with clarity, but also a sense of peace.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a tough one for Gloria.
Yeah. And family, we're just talking about this weekend, kind of feeling like
Mhm.
there might be some things that come up there too. So I do have some questions here. People are asking how to ask a question. If you just joined, just put your name, your first and last name in the comments with yes if you're wanting a reading. And we'll just be randomly, which also means intuitively guided to choose some people from Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. So I am over on Instagram right now, and I have Christy Townsend, Michelle.
Christy, is that with an I?
Yes.
Christy, I feel a lot buzzing. I'm not honing in on one exact chakra for you. It feels like there's this yo-yo up and down your chakras, and I just want to go whoo up and down the chakras. Let's see where. I'm I just placed a butt between I have my chakras, and I'm feeling really called between your solar plexus and your heart. But I'm also feeling across all of them. So when I feel across all of them, what that's telling me is that you're almost trying too hard in different areas for everything. So if you're really trying to connect in at up top, but you're really trying to root in, and it's just telling me just balance, just flat out balance. Take a breath, balance, breathe in, ground in, root in. And then they'll all start to kind of like your focus point is coming to the throat though. As I kind of just checked them all in, your focus point is coming to your throat, and my throat's getting really tight on me again. But you'll see it kind of took a minute. So I'm going to really encourage you when you're facing any situation where you need to speak your truth or you want to show up for yourself with your truth. It's almost as if you haven't been showing up for yourself with your truth, but what someone else expects your truth to be. And that's throwing you off on all of your other chakras. And speaking your truth in your journal to yourself at night out in nature is going to help you realign all of your chakras to get connected to divine, to trust your intuition, to be able to then take the truth that you're speaking to yourself outwardly. And going to have to give yourself a lot of patience and openness, opening that heart chakra to really tap into what is my truth. It's almost, it feels like, well, I thought it was this, now it's that, and then it should be this, and it should be that, and it's all this. It's like, whoa, ground in, really connect in, speaking your truth to you first.
Mm.
Yeah, because they were all, it was like little pinballs.
Needing a little bit more balance. When you were talking, I kept getting watery eyes. I'm like, oh, this is a lot of energy that needs to happen there. So it's so interesting as you're talking, I could feel that energy.
Mhm. Yeah.
Rachel says, how do you feel less blocked and more open? So Michelle and I recorded a podcast episode together coming up in the next few weeks. And there's so many different ways to balance the chakras. And one way is to receive a chakra balancing session. So Michelle's available for those. And I'll put that link up again. So messengerofspirits.com/Michelle. But generally, when you're feeling more open, you would be feeling more in alignment, like more free, right? When you're blocked, you feel like there's resistance or there's something not quite right. And we go into tons of detail on that episode. So I won't ask you to share too much here, Michelle, because I know we covered that topic. But stay tuned. So if you're not a listener of the podcast, you can go to messengerspirit.com/podcast. That's where to find it. It's called Spiritual and Ambitious. You can follow it or subscribe to it over on Apple, YouTube, and Spotify, and all of the other major podcast players too. So thank you. Christy says, thank you so much. I've been working on clearing and grounding equals balance.
Yeah, and I just felt like a physical movement in my throat just now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
I know. Yes.
Yeah. Something's moving and shifting. So
Something's
that's always
moving
good.
and shifting. That's
Moving
good.
and shifting. That is good.
Gotta clear it.
I was having this conversation earlier today about crying. And so many times we resist the crying. And if we don't cry, usually our throat burns and it's just like sitting there blocking. And it's like, if we can just shift it and release, there's so much energy that happens. So everybody here, like, how can we shift our energy and release our energy? I'll leave the link up here for Michelle for those of you who were asking for it. So I've got a few more that we'll do here. So we've got Sarah Abbott.
Sarah. The word play just came to mind, and I felt called, Sarah, to pull a card. And Whitney, we can't make this shit up.
What you got?
I just got the
Oh,
sandpiper spirit.
love
Be playful.
it.
Be playful. And that's what came to mind. Was I didn't hit a chakra. I got play. I just got play. And to me, what's coming in for that play is the activation of your sacral chakra and that creativity in that play, which is going to impact all of your other chakras too, of course, when you play, because you're activating and you're moving, you're grounding and rooting in, you're being playful. But I'll bring it up again real quick. This sandpiper spirit, be playful. It's number 51. And so for me, that again, that's coming in with that creative zone, that sacral. Get some play, have some fun. Not everything has to be work. Get out there and play. Get out there and play. You're going to feel better for it. Go play.
Yeah. And if you've ever seen little sandpipers, they're the cutest little things, and they just look like they're having so much fun. And every time I see them, I get this little like giddiness, like, oh my gosh, to be a sandpiper. It's like, how fun is that? Love it.
Well, the little bit around the neck looks like a tutu.
Yeah.
So around the neck there, it almost
Like
looks like
dancing.
a tutu, like back to that dancing, but just the play, and it's going to activate those lower chakras, which are just going to create a super bloom for your upper chakras.
Love that. All right. We have a few more here, Michelle. I've got one over
Okay.
on Instagram that's calling me, and
Mhm.
this is Gina Galindo, and it's Gena.
Gina. Gina, are you in your head a lot? And I'm talking a combo, I'm talking up here. It's like right in the middle, third eye and crown. It's this like straddling the line of both of them. It's just in this head pressure. Um, just really in your head a lot. I'm going to invite you to take a moment and breathe in to that sensation, that feeling when you're in your mind. When you're in mind and you have that overactiveness, um, I want you to take a breath and I want you to breathe into whatever it is that it is feeling overactive. And I want you to say, peace of mind. I give myself peace of mind and just allow in that peace of mind there. And that is more to your third eye, which will soften what feels very overactive in the crown. That's where it's like there's just so much in this pressure because there's so much coming, right? And then how do I process it? How do I get it? How do I get it? Just calm. Allow yourself the peace of mind and to take a breath when you feel overactivated with downloads, sensations, feelings. This could be your outside world. I'm feeling like I want to say hello, fellow empath, because you might be feeling a lot of other stuff too that you're absorbing and you're taking on and not able to decipher what's yours versus there. And I want you to dial in clear and get connected to just yours.
Mm, great
Yeah.
message there. All right. I've got Carrie Copeland over on Facebook. I'm glad you're writing them down just in case we have double, like if I'm drawn to somebody a second time, you can tell me. What happens is I'm the host, but I kind of go into the place where I'm like, oh, the energy's so fun. I'm like, oh, I should be paying attention to the name.
Well, it helps me to write the name down to connect in and open and close the energy.
Yeah.
So Carrie. Just taking a moment here. Heart, and it feels very guarded. Um, I almost felt like it was like, no, don't pick me, don't pick me, don't pick me. But I'm going to pick you because you deserve to be seen. That space in the heart deserves to be felt. It deserves to be loved. It's almost as if I just want to just give you a big virtual hug. And I just got an image of some people, just whether it's your angels or whoever it might be, just coming in one by one, just putting their arms around your shoulders, feeling that you need some more support here in the heart. Uh, I want you to know that it's okay to ask for it when it comes to matters of the heart. Um, that you don't always have to figure out matters of the heart out for yourself. Find a trusted confidant that you can talk it through with, um, and know that there won't be judgment. And oh, by the way, I don't want you judging those matters and those feelings of the heart. That's what just came in too. So I'd like you to give some compassion to yourself for the matters of the heart that you're feeling.
Mm.
Yeah, just allow yourself to give grace and compassion to those matters. They're not trivial. Nope. And people are starting to put their arms around you. And it's time to accept. that love and that support.
Mm, that's a good one. So allow and accept they've both come up for the heart. It's
Well, a
beautiful.
lot of times when we're working through things,
Yeah.
we feel like we have to do it all alone. We don't want to be a burden on someone.
Mm-hmm.
And matters of the heart are never a burden on anyone. People will line up that love you and care for you, will line up to say, I'll take a piece of that. I'll take a piece of that.
Yeah.
It's okay to let them.
Mm-hmm. So let them. Love it.
Yeah.
We'll carry it for you. It's beautiful. So we'll do maybe one more that works for you. And
Yeah.
then before we do, I wanted to just share with everybody that one, if you want to get a full chakra reading and balancing so that she can
Mhm.
help you release and unblock the chakras, you can go over to messengerspirit.com/Michelle. We also have a podcast episode coming out later this month. And then a new announcement we haven't talked about yet is Michelle is going to be leading us all through a group spiritual journey to help release and clear our blockages on May 21st. And it's going to be a free event that is going to be happening. It's called the Spirit Talk series. And we're going to be leading you through 3 days to help clear, open, receive, and trust your spirit messages. So we're going to have Michelle there, and we're also going to have a couple other guest experts. And this is the first time we have advertised this yet. It's messengerspirit.com/spirit talk. And I will be posting more about it tomorrow, but just wanted to drop that in there because Michelle's going to be having this amazing healing event if you're interested in this too. All right. Last message,
Okay.
Michelle.
All right.
If you could give a message to Shonda Eilert over on Instagram, Shonda Eilert, Eilert.
Shonda. Feeling very called to the root, feeling at the base of my spine. I don't know how to say this without just saying it. I would like you to trust in and allow yourself to let go of any scarcity mindset. To know that you might be feeling a buzzing a little bit around this area right now because it feels uncomfortable. But when we take a moment to trust into our personal safety, our personal security, stability, releasing that fear and grounding into ourselves, allow yourself to release that scarcity mindset you might be feeling. It might be something you want to do or you want to spend or you want to, do that wisely. But scarcity can be a mindset. It could be in terms of whether it's love, it's finances, it's safety, it's protection, whatever it is, it does not serve you. And it might be something that you carried from a past life or you carried it in this life and or you've learned. This feels a very learned behavior and it's not going to serve you going forward. So I would like to invite you to connect in and root in with yourself and evaluate if and where you have any scarcity mindset, how can you reframe that in a safe, positive way that fits your life?
I think that's
And
the key. Yeah.
yeah, that is the key. That definitely that fits your life. And I did just pull one last card for Shonda, and it's this beautiful awakening genius. But what I love here in this is all of the colors. There is a bloom of colors of all the chakras, but this awakening genius feels very ancient. So your ancestors are reminding you that you now have the ability to have the life and the strength that they might not have had in their lifetime. So start to tap in and connect into reframing any scarcity mindset in a proper way that fits your lifestyle and your life that's best for you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for that, Michelle. So again, Michelle does chakra readings and balancing sessions, and I've had the pleasure of being able to have a couple sessions with her. And what she does is she connects in, she goes through all your chakras, she knows where they're blocked, and then she takes you on a spiritual journey to help you unblock and unlock them. Also combined with Reiki as well, and your spirit guides and other messages that pop through in the session. But it's a different session in the sense where the chakras are telling the stories, but also your spirit guides are there too. And it's a beautiful session. So if you're interested in getting more personalized hour support where you feel like you've been blocked and like, oh, I'm just so heavy, I'm so tired, like what's going on? Or I just don't have any clarity. Why can't I see what's right in front of me? Just check it out. And you can learn more about her over at messengerspirit.com/Michelle. I did pull a couple cards as we close out our session today, and this is for everybody. This card, strengthen your spiritual practice, connect into source. So lean in on that spiritual help, get that spiritual support that maybe you've been putting on the back burner, develop your intuition, connect in, whether it's something that you know you need to do, but you can't quite get into the routine of it. This is the call to do that. And this is the abundance card. And I love how you just talked about a scarcity mindset. It's like, well, when you do connect in to that spiritual source and connect in, that's the abundance. The universe is so generous. So just know that abundance is there. Spirit is wanting to help you, but you also have to help yourself. And what that means is you've got to take those action steps to balance your energy, to balance your chakras, to get connected and balanced. So thank you, all of you who are here, who have been here, who are watching the replay. And thank you, Michelle, for lending your abilities over here at Messenger of Spirit and sharing this beautiful gift with everybody, especially as we head into this weekend.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate everyone and those that allowed me to connect with their energy. It's been an honor. Thank you.
Thank you all so much. All right, so stay tuned for more updates, new fun things coming up later on this month, especially our event series that's happening on May 21st. And there's a new podcast episode that did drop today, and there's more to come, especially with Michelle later on this month. All right, bye for now.